Dominic Taylor. I am a professor, freelance artist. I direct, write plays, do things, do a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Came here a few years ago. Todd Ristow invited me. So I came as a guest responder, and then I came back maybe a couple years later. Then I was living in Minnesota. Now I live in California because I'm a professor at UCLA, and so Todd invited me back. So I was like, sure, I'll come back. It'll be fun. It's been very different. I mean, I think the thing which I did not know is you have 6 weeks, but they're regular classes inside a 6-week window. So the stuff I teach in a 12 or 14-week window gets truncated into 6 weeks. So it's a fairly intense learning process, time, information exchange. It's fun, people are engaged, but it is a lot of work in a short period of time, which is, I guess, good. I guess that's the point, actually, to do a lot of work in a short period of time. I've been teaching for a long time in a bunch of different places. So what I do is I give students a variety of plays. I give them some bedrock, Aristotelian framework ideas, but it also extends past that to person, space, and time. There's some structural things. But I think the biggest thing about play script analysis for me is I have students interact with a variety of plays and have them build their own process of script analysis. The only thing that's basic that everybody has to do is they have to read the play multiple times. But after that, we start to build in how they approach drama, what are the things that they're looking for. And in terms of script analysis, a lot of people who engage in scripts get attracted to the things that they want. I tell them to deal with the gaps that they have. The Contemporary Black Playwrights class, I start kind of at the edge of the Black Arts movement and I move into the 21st century. So, early on I do The Dutchman in the Toilet by Baraka, and then we go into For Colored Girls, and then we move into the contemporary writers, Terrell McCraney, Christina Anderson, Marcus Gardley. Talented writers that some people don't know, but they should. Katori Hall, Kelly Garrett. There are a bunch of people who are contemporary writers who are writing really interesting and provocative things that are past the Black Arts movement, along with the August Wilsons of the world. And so that in that class, they meet a variety of artists, and I try to put them in a continuum or in a conversation. So I put Christina Anderson in a conversation with Lynn Nottage, in a conversation with Susan Laurie Parks, theoretically, in a conversation with Lorraine Hansberry, moving it backwards in time so people would see how they're sharing information. And then we don't come to landing points about the Black playwrights. We just really let people examine the work, go forward from the aesthetic question of the Black Arts movement and see if we are in a unique place now. But I think the students, the best thing about that class is them meeting new playwrights, meeting 21st century playwrights. And some, Terrell McCraney wins an Academy Award, so they know Moonlight, but they don't know The Brother Size. And they don't know some of the other work. They might know Susan Laurie, but they don't know some of her earlier work. So it's a good mix. I think they learn a lot. Oh, that's fun. That's always fun. One of the things about the festival is that it is a process. So I think when you're directing a new play, the hardest thing for a director to put into his or their mind is that you're not supposed to showcase your directing skills. What you're supposed to do is you set up a framework in which the playwright can see their play and see the things that they're questioning about the play, or even the things that you question about the play. But the biggest thing is to see the play. And so it's interesting to see where she goes next with it. But hopefully I gave her the opportunity to see what she had on the page, what 49 pages she had on the page, and then she could see some other stuff. Yeah. I've been thinking about what type of person should be here. I think that there are a few different types of people. I think the working professional, and if you can get a summer working professional, somebody who's been in the business, doing some stuff for a while, and you want to get an MFA or you want to get a certificate in something, you want to try something new, and you spend your time, from September to May, let's say, teaching, working, doing something else, that's a really viable candidate because it's a low residency and it's an intense time. So instead of going to some conference for a couple of years, you can come here for a couple of years and then leave with an MFA or leave with a certificate, which might be more fruitful in the long run. The other thing is, I think that people who are just coming out of undergrad, I think maybe you spend a minute messing around trying to mess with this business wherever you are. Do whatever you do. I think you should be mature because it's an intense period of time. So I think if you're 20, 22, it might not be your cup of tea. And I also think that there's something about where it's located that could be helpful for a lot of people. I mean, it's East Coast, Southern area. It's a place that you can leave New York, Baltimore, DC, whatever, get to Atlanta, come to, study for a while, get home, get back to your life, and I think that might be the regional area. But I think it's for a mature person who might have a job and wants to just grow as an artist.